Okay, so it's 6 p.m. on Sunday. I worked a full day. I worked from 8 to 5, and I still have to do meal prep. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to make it quick, and I'm going to make it easy. So let's find out what I'm having this week. Okay, so as you know, I'm a big believer in cooking more than you need and freezing some leftovers for emergencies. Well, this weekend is an emergency for me. So I'm going to bring back some of my old favorites from the last few weeks. I'm going to meal prep them and get them ready for the week ahead. So let's find out what I'm going to have. Okay, so the first thing that I have to get started is these meatballs. Yep, I'm bringing back the meatballs that I had. And thank goodness that I made more than I needed, because all I've got to do is put these on a cookie sheet and cook them in the oven at about 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. Oh my goodness, these were so delicious. And I still have quite a few in the freezer for another day, but this will be more than enough for this week. I might even have some to share with my friends. All right, so that's going in the oven. All right, the timer's set. So one thing that I've noticed about these meal prep days that I've been doing is I'm prepping way too much food. I'm prepping more than I can eat because I only eat one meal a day. So I'm kind of scaling back some of the food that I'm making, and if I'm hungrier, I'll eat more, but typically that hasn't been what's been happening with me. And so I have plenty of things in the freezer that I can pull out and warm up if I need to. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep 7 meals to get me through to next week. So one thing that I'm going to do is I still have 2 of these containers with the taco meat, 2 things of cheese, some sour cream, and salsa. But one thing that I noticed is when I made taco salad out of that, I was still hungry. It just wasn't enough food for me. But on, what was it, yesterday, on Saturday, I made nachos out of it. And it was so good, and it filled me up for the whole day. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to grab the giant bucket of pork rinds. And I'm just going to put some in this in the baggie. When you're doing nachos with pork rinds, make sure you get the nice fluffy ones and not the little tiny crunchy ones, even though I put that in my bag. I'm trying to grab as many of the fluffy ones as I can because those are the ones that make the best pork rinds or make the best nachos. All right, so there's that. I'm going to make 2 of them, and I'm going to have nachos twice this week. I probably won't use all these pork rinds on my nachos but I'm just not sure how many to prep. So there you go. And you know what would be really good with this is if I seasoned it with some taco seasoning. Let's do that. Let me see if I have my taco seasoning right here. Yep, there it is. So let's sprinkle a little bit of that in there. I really liked it when I did it with the ranch seasoning. Where's Abby and Owen when I need them, right? Smells like tacos. And if I don't use all of these in my nachos, I'll put them in a smaller baggie and save them for a side dish. All right, there we go. That's done. All right, so everything's already prepped here. This is the taco meat with some green onions and some chopped up jalapenos, about 1.5 ounces of shredded cheese, 2 tablespoons of salsa, 2 tablespoons of sour cream. That's ready to go. All right, next up is I have some bacon wrapped pork tenderloin that I seasoned with rosemary. And this has been in my freezer for a little while. I think I made this in like November. And so this is not something that you've seen in my meal prep videos. So one thing that I decided to do to make the meal prep go a little bit faster is when I went shopping yesterday, I picked up some frozen vegetables. So this is not something that I typically use, but since I'm in a hurry, I bought a bag of these veggie spirals, the zucchini. And the ingredients on it is zucchini only. It was a little bit expensive, but I decided to go with it because I'm kind of in a hurry. It's late, and I really didn't feel like shredding up my own zucchini. It probably would have cost me like 1/4 of the price if I would have just bought it on my own. But this is quick meal prep, so this is what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to divide the zucchini up, and they have quite a bit of liquid in them, if you can tell. I don't know if I'm going to like these or not, because they already look mushy, but now I know for next time. A lot of these some of these frozen vegetables I don't really care for, but we're going to see. And if they end up being too mushy for me, then I'm going to get rid of them. And I have some broccoli in the freezer. I'll switch it out with some broccoli for sure. But for right now, this is going to be my side dish. We'll see if I like it or not. All right, so there's that. So I'm going to put about 4 ounces of this pork. Oh, these are so good, you guys. So, so good. Bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. I'm doing more than 4 ounces. With a little bit of rosemary to season it. I've got a bunch of these little teeny pieces. And since I'm only eating 1 meal a day, I need to make sure I'm getting all my macros in. So there we go. There's that. Yeah, now that I've never bought this frozen zucchini before, and now that I look at it, I don't think I'm gonna like it, but we'll find out. Okay, so let's put the lids on. Yikes. I really miss doing my live stream today. I've really come to enjoy doing the meal prep live streams. All right, put that to the side. That's done. And last but not least, I'm gonna prep my meatballs. So the meatballs just have about 6 more minutes in the oven. And I'm going to pair them with some of this cauliflower, rice cauliflower. And the only ingredients in this is cauliflower. I'm eating semi-clean. I'm going to show you one thing that I'm going to have with this that's not clean eating. But it's going to make my life quicker and easier today. So anyway, let's put some, I love rice cauliflower. So I'm dividing this by 3. Yeah, it says it has 3 servings per container. So let's kind of, no, I'm going to put more in there. I've got another bag. Since this is the only vegetable that I'm having with it, I better load it up on veggies, right? You know, when they, before they package frozen vegetables, they parboil them, not broil. They parboil them, and so they're partially cooked. And then, you know, cauliflower holds a lot of moisture in it. So when I microwave this cauliflower, when I microwave it, it's going to cook. And you know, I don't like mushy vegetables. That's why I'm wondering about that zucchini. But this cauliflower, when it's frozen, it holds up really well. All right. Let's wash our hands. Four minutes on the meatballs. All right, so what I'm going to do with these, with this cauliflower and meatballs, is I'm going to do something that I've never done before. And I'm going to use some of this classic Alfredo in a jar. I see a lot of people using it, and I never have, because I have a video on my channel where I make my own Alfredo sauce. And it is much, much better and much, much tastier than this. But I'm looking for a shortcut. And I know there's a lot of dubious ingredients in this. Things that are not healthy. They're not going to kick me out of ketosis, but it's just not healthy. And here's the macros. For 1/4 cup, it's 90 calories, 8 fat, 2 grams of carbs, 1 protein. So I'm going to use it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in these little containers, because these containers are, how big are these containers? They're a quarter of a cup, but I'm short for one. So I'm going to go get one and I'll be right back. All right. So let's pour some of this into these little containers. Ooh, our meatballs are done. All right, let's get this done. Okay, let's get the temperature out. Let's see how hot these are, see if they're cooked thoroughly. They don't take very long to cook because they're so little. Takes a long time. All right, we're good to go. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to take those little suckers and put them in my containers, what I'm going to do. And I'm going to let it sit out so that these can cool off before I refrigerate them. I'm just going to divide these up between the 3 containers. Maybe 6 each is my guess. I don't know about you guys, but I prefer my meatballs tiny like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Okay, 7 each. I don't know if this is working out or not with me moving the camera back and forth like I do when I live stream, but it is what it is right now. So I'm always improving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid and I'm just going to set it like this. So that these meatballs can cool off a little bit. And I will season those with some salt and pepper before I warm them up at lunchtime, and then pour some of this Alfredo sauce on top. It's going to be delicious, but not as good as if I'd made my own Alfredo. I'm going to have to do that one of these days pretty soon. Okay, so anyway, that is my keto fast food meal prep. Let's see what we have here. Let's review, shall we? Okay, so I have the pork and zucchini, which I don't know if I'm going to like or not. We'll find out. I have the Alfredo and the meatballs cooling off. I have pork rinds to have nachos twice this week. Are you dizzy? You can tell I'm in a hurry. All right, so anyway, that's it. That's what I'm having for my meals this next week. And it's not much more to say. So I hope you enjoyed this fast food keto meal prep. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow. So until tomorrow, keep calm and keto on.